Go deeper.
What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the Go Deeper podcast. I'm your host, Ruby Dean.
And I'm your host, Rude Boy South.
And this is episode 8. If you're new here, we follow the same format for every podcast. And the first segment is called Raw Truth. And it's where we share like an honest moment with each other or something that like maybe we haven't shared before that's just like cut straight to the point. So do you want to go first for your Raw Truth this week? I also want to say for people that may have never watched the podcast before, we normally do this type of format where we're on, what are we on? StreamYard, because we're never really in the same location because of work. All right, currently right now I'm home. He's coming home, but when he comes home, I'll be gone. So that's why the setup is the way it is.
Facts. So my raw truth is I'm tired of working for people, man. I am tired of working for people, working for other people. Let me explain. So, like, I'm out here for a contract. I'm a travel nurse, a psych nurse. I'm out here working, and I'm just dealing with a shitty-ass organization from the top down. I'm talking about trash administration, trash patients, trash organization. And it's like, I'm the person that's going, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, I'm gonna tell it like it is. And people don't like that. I'm gonna tell this organization how things should be done, how things I'm used to back home. And it's like, once you start to, like, they don't want to hear that. They want to run the shit how they want to run it. But when you start telling them about themselves, when you start like showing them that they ain't shit, they start taking offense and they want to fire you. But it don't matter. Like me, I just got fired. It's all good because I've been fired before. Been fired again. The last job fired again, and I'm gonna get fired at the next job. It don't matter. I'm gonna
don't manifest that.
I'm gonna get fired at the next job because until I become a boss, that's the plan. So it don't matter what the outcome of any job is.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna show the people Saint real quick. Why is he sitting in the back like that?
Got his hand on the hand rest.
Nah, he's just chilling.
But yeah, man. So it's like, for me, it's like I'm just tired of working for other people. I see it, like I'm reminded why I don't like working for other people. Like I can't stand other people telling me what to do. And it's like that's something I'm trying to work on, but it's like, nah, I'm thinking I don't need to work on that. Like I'm trying to get to being a boss, and it's like if I get comfortable with working for somebody and being able to take, I'm gonna stay complacent. I'm just settle in that role. And it's like, nah, I don't like working for other people, and that's why it's on to the next one. So that's my honest truth. I hate fucking working for other people.
I feel like, and I get it, I just think it's part of life, and part of life is you just have to be able to work a job. Eventually, of course, you want to get into entrepreneurship. You have to be barely.
I've done that.
Have you ever stayed at a job consistently for more than a year?
Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like you're going to set yourself up for bad karma, because one day you want to be an entrepreneur, right? You want to have your own business, which means eventually you'll probably have people working under you. I'm not going to say this is going to happen, but what is going to be exactly. And my thing is,
hire the next one.
Yeah. But my thing is,
give them some motivation.
If you have employees and I hired you to do a job and you're not going to do the job and you're going to complain, can you see how that's frustrating for management? How they're going to be like,
there's going to be some people who are
like, I didn't go find you. You chose to come work for me, and then you can't
told me how it's going to be. You told me the ratio is going to be this, and 1 to 4 patients, not 1 to 12 when I get there. Not leaving me by myself. You told me 2 RNs, not 1 nurse on the floor with a lot of crazies. I ain't got time for it. But yeah, I do understand how my business could be that way, but there's going to be people that are just want to settle in the role and want to be there forever.
And can you see how you could get frustrated? It's like, look, you came to me looking for a job. I'm paying you to do a job that now you're saying you don't want to do. A job it's never going to be exactly how it's presented on paper. My job is very far from what it was presented to me when I got hired.
And you could choose to settle in the role, or you could choose
that's everybody's
to not.
job. But I think that's everybody's job. It's going to be outside of the job roles, and you have to decide. My thing is, for your peace of mind, if you don't like something, you should leave. you causing a scene at a job and making a big deal and making other people cry and quit, you're doing the most at that point. If you don't like it, then just leave. But don't go to somebody else's workforce and disrupt the place because you don't like it. Just leave. Just leave.
Before you wasted my time and brought me out here.
You
And
still got paid.
and
Your
you
time
lied
wasn't
to
wasted. You
no,
still got paid.
no, you lied to me. So on my way out, I'm gonna let you know how I feel, motherfucker, and I'm out. That's how it is. I don't just
Yeah. But that's
no,
what
I'm
I'm
gonna
saying.
let you know
If
how I
that's what
feel
it's
on the
gonna
way
be,
out.
if you're gonna be like, you guys fucking suck and I'm out and I'm leaving, yes. But if you're like, I'm gonna stay, what's the point of you crying and complaining and being up there all the time? Just leave. Just say, I don't like it. I hate it here. I'm out. I can't do this.
The paycheck
Don't
come
be
on
crying and then back and forth complaining, oh,
the
I'm gonna stay,
paycheck
oh, I'm gonna leave.
the
No.
paycheck come on Friday and it gave me a little more inspiration. Not
Yeah.
enough. just for a day or two, 3-4 more days. But hey, after a while I'm gonna get fed up and I'm gonna say the wrong thing to the wrong person who tries me. And that's just what happened, but that's my raw truth.
Yeah. My raw truth, moving on from that, my raw truth is that I don't necessarily believe that opposites attract. And let me tell you why. People always tell you that growing up. People tell you, you're not necessarily gonna fall for somebody who's the same as you because you like a challenge, and that's why a part of the reason the opposites attract. I don't believe that at all. I think that I think especially on your big things, which like your values, your morals, how you feel about life, your perspective and outlook on the world. I feel like if you date somebody who feels very opposite about that, it's going to be a cause for a lot of tension. And I do not believe that at the end it's going to be a successful relationship. I think that when you're dating somebody, and I've heard people say this too, it's okay to disagree on types of music, but your outlook on the world, how you feel about very important, how you feel about, abortion, or how you feel about poverty in the world, how you feel about the state of the world, like those types of things. If you have major disagreements on the way you see the world, I don't think you can have a successful relationship. I just don't, because then everything feels like you're pitted against each other and you don't see eye to eye and you're argumentative because you don't, at the end of the day, big picture, you guys don't see the same thing. So how do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel like it can be different for couple to couple. For some couples, it could be opposites attract. For some couples, it may not work. It could be held. Could end up in divorce. But for some people, they could stand the test of time. So it's like it just depends. It may not be true for some couples. For some couples, it may be like the same attract. Instead of some people be like, oh,
Because my thing is like,
we have the same values. I like you because we have the same values. We were from the same place, things like that. And then for some people, that may not be the case.
My thing is like a big thing for me is like, if you don't see eye to, so two big things, especially as I'm getting older, I have to see eye to eye on finances with my partner, and everybody's eye to eye on finances are different. Like our eye to eye finances is different than my cousin and her husband's eye to eye on finances. It just depends on your situation, but you have to agree on it. And I also think the way you want to raise children, because I think about, children are a part of your life forever. If you don't agree on how to raise your child, so now when you have a child, you're adding another level of combat between you and your partner because you don't agree. So sometimes I get scared with our relationship because I'm like, the small things I don't care about. We don't like the same types of food. I'm not saying we don't, but I'm saying we don't like the same type of food. We don't like the same type of music. We don't like the same type of cars. Who cares? But some of the big picture things, I'm like, we have a lot of disagreements on, and that makes me be like, it's difficult to be with somebody who has a different outlook. Because
For example,
for one, you either have to ignore it and push it under the rug, which is like, now I'm dating somebody that I feel like I can't even really talk to about deep shit because they're going to piss me off. Or it's like, two, you're going to be talking about it all the time and arguing about it all the time, which also is not healthy.
for
But
example,
for example, you're saying me give an example?
yeah.
I mean, for example, like we talk about, I'm gonna talk about something not as heavy. I can talk about something heavier, but it's like we talk about spanking kids, and we don't have kids yet, so it's hard for us to really decide what we're gonna do. But I'm very much against like physical, like I feel like that's physical abuse. I understand that it's been done. People beat their kids. Like I got whoopings when I was a kid, nothing crazy. But I just don't like. I just think that you can talk to your kid. I think you should develop communication skills with your kid. And I just like don't want to hit my kid. And I think if I had a partner who, as soon as the kid did something they didn't want, was hitting them, I think that would be a huge like issue between me and my spouse. Because I would feel like, don't hit my child that I birthed. I know it's your child too, but don't put your hands on our child. And I feel like that could be a huge issue or concern going forward in a relationship with us.
What is the saying? Spare the child and use the rod, or save
That's
the
not.
child?
It's spare the rod, spoil the child. You don't even know
Yeah,
the
something
phrase,
like that. All I know is
but
that means beat their ass if they acting up, and
you
that's
see
what
what I'm
happened.
saying?
That's what happened with me.
My thing
I'm
is,
perfectly
I'm not.
fine.
Hold on. I'm not asking you what your view on that is. That's not what this conversation is. I'm saying, can you see how us having two separate views on that can cause disagreements? Because no matter how you tell me your view is, I don't agree with that.
And
So
can you see how the child will probably still be fine either way?
it doesn't matter to me. I don't want to do it, and you do. So can you see how that can cause strife?
Okay, yeah, and you don't have, you don't have to do it, and I can do it. It's cool. You don't have to be
Yeah,
there. You're not doing what you don't want to do, and I'm doing what I want to do if I feel it's necessary. So what's the
yeah.
issue here? We're not gonna raise our child the same exact way. You could
But it
spoil
doesn't
your
matter.
child.
It doesn't matter
You
if
could
I
teach.
see you if I see you hitting my kid, I'm going to feel emotional and I'm going to be upset. And so if it's a regular thing, I'm always going to be in a state of anxiety and being upset because that's not how I want to raise my child. I do not want me or my husband putting hands on my child. I just don't want that.
Hey,
I've always known I don't want that. I've said for years I don't want to spank. If I have children, I don't want to spank them. So I'm saying that is a big thing that I feel like could be a major strife point in our relationship. Another thing is financial. I, make enough money to take care of myself, but I mean, in all honesty, I feel and what I want is a partner who will, for the majority of things, will take care of me. Even if I have it myself, I want to be taken care of, but I want to be able to spend money, take us on trips or buy groceries or do nice things for you because you're taking care of the major things. That's something that I've always been like, I want my own money, but I also want a man that wants to take care of me. And sometimes I feel like even if you had it, I don't think that the desire there is to want to take care of. It's more like you should get it on your own. You should do it by yourself. And that mindset to me, I'm like, it's nothing
no,
wrong with there's nothing wrong with how you feel, but I feel like eventually me not feeling like I'm being taken care of might make me feel a little bit
yeah,
resentful.
and I feel like you kind of want a dad more in a relationship than a husband or boyfriend. You kind of,
No,
and
I
I've
want a
had people
provider.
point
I
that
want
out to
I
me,
want
but
a I want
you
a
want to provide, yeah,
provider.
like your parents provide for you, so
No, a
you
husband.
want a provider. You just said a
You're
provider.
saying
That's not what your husband is. A
you're
provider, like
saying
provider for the family, not a provider for you, just
you're
you. That's, you're
you're
looking
you're
for a parent.
you're pick and choose. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Yes, but people also back in the day, biblical days, husbands
Back in the
were
days, that's not no
providers,
longer what it is today.
and that's what I'm
That's no
saying.
longer what it is. Beating
Whipping
people is
kids was.
still a thing today.
It's
It's still a
not.
thing today. It is.
It's,
They'll call CPS on you, but hey, CPS. Hey, what do parents say?
I'm just saying you can
I'll
find
call the,
a men. There are plenty of men who are providers, not because they want to be a father or not
yeah,
because a woman is looking for a father,
and
because they
also because
want
they
to
want to
take
be
care of their
controlling in the
wife.
relationship.
Okay.
Duh, want to be controlling the relationship.
I
Right?
know a specific relationship where a man is a provider, but it's not a control situation. And that's what I'm saying. It can be that you just don't want to see it that way because that's not what you want to do with your life, which is where I'm saying, and that's
No,
what I'm
because
saying.
I don't want
Wait,
to.
hold on.
I don't want a woman who's just gonna
Hold
be
on.
on her ass, and
This is not,
especially a woman who doesn't know how to save. I'm not gonna
this
teach
is
you.
not, this is not to debate your opinion versus my opinion. This is
Yeah,
to say we have two separate opinions so I can see how on down the line that can cause issue in a relationship. I'm not asking you your opinion. I'm not trying to go deep in my opinion. I'm saying we see this very thing
yeah,
very differently. And so
yeah.
I think down the line, it can cause issues.
Yeah, true. So maybe these are things that we need to double check to and really question to see if it's
But my
worth
thing is when
continuing
we
our
try and
relationship.
when we try and question it and we try and talk about it, it turns into argument. I feel like it never turns into something where I feel like either you can get me to see your perspective or I can get you to see mine.
We've talked about
It turns
we
into me feeling like we just feel we are on extremely opposite ends of the world sometimes. And I'm like, I don't see, I'm just trying to see how you can be with somebody who's so different than you. Moving on, I want to move into
yeah,
our dirty
dirty,
talk. Huh?
yeah, dirty talk.
Yes. So do you want to go first or do you want me to go first? I
You
know
go
we've
first.
got some. Okay, so I actually have one that we're going to talk about in depth, and the other that we'll just kind of talk about briefly. But I wanted to talk about this whole Ice Spice thing because this has been trending everywhere. If you don't know who Ice Spice is, if you're living under a rock, she's a rapper. She's like a rapper slash pop star. People say she's an industry plant. She's the the Instagram baddie, music baddie right now. What is she?
She's trash.
Princess Diana. She's the queen right now in music. And so she recently put out a song. Well, I don't even know if the song is new. I just know that the video is new for a song called Deli. And the backlash right now is that there's a girl in the video. So if you don't, I mean, again, if you don't know Ice Spice, a lot of her videos and the kind of the image that she puts out is twerking, is showing her ass, is whatever. But she has a girl in her video. I think her name is I can't remember, Aya Aya. And she is 16 years old, and she was twerking in the music video. So there's been a little bit of controversy whether that is appropriate for her to be sexualizing herself on such a huge platform in that way. So I'm not going to show you the piece of her twerking because, again, she's a minor and I don't want to get in any trouble for showing that shit. But I will show y'all a little clip so you can just see who she is. Let me just see if I can share my screen with you and share screen and YouTube.
This is taking me right back to my.
Can you see?
Yep.
So this girl, do you see her? She's when I'm looking at it, she's to the right of Ice Spice. She's got on this shirt that has like the graphics on. She's got her hair pulled back.
Mm-hmm.
It's that girl.
Like age.
And so the whole video is just twerking. I'm not going to show the piece of her twerking, but she's in this video a ton. And
I mean, why not show it so we could see what it is? I didn't even.
No, because I know a lot of people haven't been showing it when they're reviewing it because it's like, I'm not gonna say it's underage.
Oh, okay.
I'm not, but I think it's just like, yeah.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. So I mean, again, and these are one of the big things that even in my raw truth that we're talking about that we feel very differently about, and so it causes a little bit of arguments between you and I. But I just feel like I'm not one to be extremely judgmental of people because I don't know your life situation. I don't know why you're doing the things you're doing. I don't know what your life was like growing up. I don't know. So I don't really want to judge you. But what I will say is I do feel like there's a lot of people on the music video sets. There's a lot of directors, a lot of executive people. I mean, I'm not going to put all this blame on Doja Cat because Doja's like, what, 20, 23, 24 herself. So I'm not going to.
Doja, not Doja, Ice Spice.
Oh, Ice Spice. I don't know why I keep wanting to call her Doja. I've been doing that all day.
Because they're like.
Ice Spice. She's young, so I can't, I'm not going to put that on her. But there's a lot of older people who sat and watched and filmed a 16-year-old girl twerking and then decided to put that online. To me, she's underage. Legally, she's underage. And you're still young. You're still trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. You're setting a very harsh precedence for your future by doing that kind of stuff. And I just think that maybe that shouldn't have made it into the music video. Maybe if she's 18, cool. I feel like it's 16. It feels a little bit weird for me and I'm thinking there's people older than me watching these videos. There's old creepy men looking at these videos. I just feel weird as somebody who's almost 30-year-old sitting down watching a video and then I see a 16-year-old twerking. It just almost feels wrong to me to watch that. Like, I don't want to see that. I just feel like it's a little bit inappropriate and I don't like that. I don't like it. I feel like it's weird, but again, I don't know her life situation. I don't know what she's got going on. I don't know what led her to make the choices. So I'm trying not to be extremely judgmental of her, but the people around her, I feel like should have encouraged a better choice. That's all I'm going to say. How do you feel about it?
I mean, this goes back to my raw truth about like what 2 or 3 episodes ago, and I said I started off. I was saying my raw truth was that our future daughters have no hope because the people they will be looking up to and inspired to is going to be people that come from this model of trash. And this is further just proving my point because at that point I don't even think you're agreeing with me in that sense that, oh, not everybody's going to listen. Not everybody's going to do this. Not everybody. It doesn't matter. It's just going to lead to more and more toxic traits like 16-year-olds twerking on camera. Not saying it's okay, but like for me, it's not surprising because that's all music is now. A lot, 4, 5, 6, 7 women, whether it's one hit wonders or not, they have albums that the rest of the albums, maybe there's one that's popping, but it's all trash and they all represent this type of energy. And this energy is poured onto their fans, which their major fans are 16, 14, 13, 10-year-olds jamming this in school, elementary, middle school, high school. It's like, so this isn't surprising to me. It's like, okay, we can say that and it's like, for me, not saying it's normal at all, but it's like, it's funny that we're all like this. And I think like I said, if they're talking about you, you're doing something right. She probably did this just because she knew it probably sparked something. She put somebody who's popping on it. And for that girl, everything is entertainment. Music is entertainment. Movies are entertainment. Everything is entertainment. So as long as this girl's not naked and fucking on camera, she's not doing porn. It's not adult content. So all I look at it is as, okay, this is an actor. Music videos are a movie, and you're acting in a movie. What are you doing? You're dancing. Now we're trying to say this dancing is illegal. The dancing is not. We're saying it's illegal to do this dance.
I don't think nobody's saying it's illegal.
That's what
People
we're
are
saying, because we're saying that dance.
No.
If she's doing,
nobody's saying it's illegal. You're taking it to a level.
Whoa, it's fine.
But nobody's
she's twerking now. It has to do with age. She's underage.
Nobody's saying
do the whoa underage.
Rewind. Bring it down a little bit. Nobody's saying it's illegal. People are saying it's inappropriate for someone her age to sexualize herself. No one's saying she's going to jail. No one's saying it's illegal. Okay. People are just saying it's inappropriate. That's all people are saying.
Opinionated, basically. So now what else is inappropriate to do under, like, is it what society?
My thing is doing the whoa.
What else is inappropriate? Because I know sex is inappropriate. And it's also legal. So what else?
Is doing the whoa sexualizing? Is doing this sexualizing yourself versus if I do this, am I sexualizing myself? Versus if I stand up right now and hold on, you just talked. If I stand up and turn around and twerk my butt in these shorts on this camera, that is very different than me hitting the whoa right now. It's very different. I'm sexualizing myself. You know what you're doing. People, when girls get on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and show their butt and twerk, they know what they're doing to get that attention. You are sexualizing yourself because that is what gets attention. That is what gets the men and women to like your videos. That is very different than any other type of dance move where you're showing your, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. She is sexualizing herself, and that is the issue.
So
the whoa is not sexualizing yourself.
So if she does
that's not sexualizing yourself.
Okay, now let me add a twist to it. If she's in lingerie and does the whoa, now that's sexualizing, right? So the difference was her outfit.
You sound very ignorant right now.
I'm trying to tell you,
sexualizing. If you're in lingerie, obviously yes, you're sexualizing yourself.
So you're saying now it's all about. You just said it wasn't. So it is. It can be sexualizing.
Yes, if you're naked, that's just like
on what you're wearing.
That's just like
more. It's more than just.
Listen.
Not letting me talk, but
if I just go like this and I smile, am I sexualizing myself? Now, if I take off my shirt and show my tits and smile, I'm sexualizing myself. So
it's okay. So I'm trying to tell you, you're saying
it can be what you wear, it can be how you're dancing, it can be what you say.
It's a lot of things. Yes. So everything.
But it's very easy. There's women in that video who were just in the background with clothes on, and they weren't sexualizing themselves. That girl could have done the same thing. That's all I'm saying.
You're saying she could have did the same thing, but the person that does this song, that's not what she's about. She's about sexualizing herself. So that girl went with the theme of the video and stole the show, right? She stole the show and probably will get more fame because of it. And it's like, we talked about that. Cool. That's that. You're saying it's inappropriate to sexualize. My whole thing, this is not the first person that I was already arguing about this, and the problem is that it was on camera. We know people do this off camera, but it's a problem because it's on camera. And I'm like, okay, so it's a problem regardless, whether it's on camera or not on camera. It is a problem.
That's the same reason right? And that's the same reason why if you're 15 or 16, you went to a party and there was an adult there, they would be like, "Don't be twerking on each other. It's not appropriate." It's the same reason that they're going to tell you. That's the same
reason that they won't tell their parents they're going to a party and they'll go drink, smoke, and be twerking.
And that makes it okay.
I'm not saying that makes it okay. That's
okay. So I don't see what your point is.
We did it. We went that's life. Okay. You went to a party and did illegal things, and this isn't even illegal. So to further, and it's like my mom shows me videos of little kids doing Nigerian dances, and it's like Jamaicans like this. They grew up shaking their butts. That's how dancing is, and it's not twerking like how y'all twerk here. The dancing comes with even the guys. You'll have little boys. I'm talking about 4 or 5 years old, naked, just diapers on, dance because they don't have clothes in Nigeria. They're poor, don't have clothes in school. Everybody's gathered around. They'll be dancing the Nigerian dances, and it comes
I'm
with
telling
shit
you,
in your butt.
that
It's
little
like,
girl, that girl has clothes. She could have worn jeans. She could have
yeah,
worn.
and I'm trying to tell
She's not
you,
poor. She could have worn clothes and she could have chilled in the
and I'm
background.
trying to tell you, there's
She
videos
chose to
of,
shake her. She chose to shake her ass because she wanted to be sexualized.
and I'm
Now
trying to
we're
tell you,
saying,
and I'm trying to
should we
tell you, there's
condone underage people sexualizing themselves? That's all I'm saying. We can move on from this. That's a big disagreement.
you're asking should we condone? It's like nobody said should we condone. The problem is the people running the people that are leading this generation, the people that are supposed to be the role models for this generation are toxic. So we have no choice. You're trying to say should we condone? Nobody's trying to condone. I'm telling you we have no choice. It's like saying racism. Should we condone racism? No, we're not going to condone it, but we have no choice. It is what it is. Like this is where we're growing up in this country. You're going to do it.
So if somebody
like,
says something racist, we shouldn't say anything because that's just what it is. We shouldn't say, "Hey, that's
you got
wrong."
the same thing. What
And
are you
that's
going
the
to
same
do?
thing.
What are you
And
going to
that's
do?
the same
What
thing
are you
that.
do? Go
And
fight them? They're going to
that's
go
the
call
same
the
thing as.
police on them.
And that's what I'm saying.
They can't get arrested for being racist, for saying racist stuff. They're not going to go to jail. Like it's like, so what is the like? You're going to tell them, oh, you're being racist. It's not going to do anything about it.
Okay, and that's the same. Okay, so wait, if you're trying to make a point, which you're not, this girl, no one's going to arrest her. No one's doing anything. People are simply just saying they don't. Just like I just said it. If there's somebody says something racist, we don't have to condone it. We can say it's wrong. The same thing we're doing with this girl. All we're doing is saying it's wrong. Nobody's
to
going
go
to
back
go
to my
arrest
point
her.
in the
No one's going
beginning,
to go fight her.
and to go back to my point for the beginning, it was these future kids have no hope.
Okay.
And that's what my raw truth was 2-3 weeks ago, where we're arguing, oh, these people aren't to stop running stuff. Now we're arguing about a 16-year-old. Yes, because they're running shit. These young, toxic, trash-ass women are running. And that's what my toxic trait that we're arguing about. And you're like, oh, they're not the ones running it. There's a whole bunch of good women. No, they're not. Because they're not the ones paving the way for these young ones. It's Ice Spice getting these young ones to twerk. And that's what it is. But we'll move on.
Yeah, moving on. All right. I'm going to talk about the one more thing briefly, and then you can do your raw truth. People have been talking about
dirty talk.
What I say? Oh, I'm sorry, dirty talk.
All over the place.
I'm flustered now. This is what I'm saying. When you have big disagreements with people, it's a very major turnoff in the relationship. Okay, so it's just gross. But Quavo, I feel like, why is everybody getting in trouble in Miami? People just don't need to go to. If you can't control yourself, don't go to Miami because you're just asking for trouble. But Quavo was in Miami on a yacht, and he had some basically issue where he had a bunch of women and men on the boat. You know, they're just having a good time. They're out in Miami living their best life. And I guess the captain told them that their rental time was coming to an end because they don't own the yacht. So just like if you and I go on a boat, you know, rental, we're traveling. It's like, hey, this boat rental is, you know, you guys are on this boat for 6 hours and then we're taking you back to shore and your time is up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So their time had come to an end. And I guess some people on board were not happy about that and basically told the captain that if he took them back, that they were going to, what did they say? Throw him off the boat, and they were going to fight him.
They said they're going to kill him and throw him overboard.
And then I read in the article that they took his wallet and his phone, and his wallet had like $3,500 in it. I'm like, I don't understand. Like when you signed for the boat, when you read the contract, I'm sure it said your excursion is only for this amount of time. How you gonna be mad because your time's up?
Yeah, black people don't know how to act, and that's just what it comes down to.
I was like, oh, well, I don't know who was actually fighting the captain.
It was black people. It was black male.
It doesn't say in the article who exactly it was. I was trying to see if it was somebody.
I thought I saw somebody said something about somebody with dreads, but I don't think it was Quavo. But they had Quavo zip tied, is what they said.
Yeah, they said like the cops zip tied him, and I'm confused about that. I'm like,
I don't know why
y'all don't have handcuffs.
They probably
why did y'all zip tie this man?
They couldn't handcuff him, so they zip tied him. Probably didn't want to make it seem like they're trying to be an issue and police brutality and cuffing him for no reason. They just zip tied him while he talked to him. But yeah, it's just coonery stuff. It's Miami, that type of stuff goes. Normalize it. That's what I'm saying. This is not
Mm-hmm.
normal. This is normal. This stuff.
And then people are saying like I guess Quavo like wasn't even the main person involved. Like he wasn't even
Yeah,
arguing with the person. But it's like, of course, I feel like when
he
you're
probably was.
famous, people are gonna defend you because
Yeah,
you're the breadwinner, you're the money person. They're gonna say, oh, he didn't have nothing to do with it. So who knows if he actually had something to do with it?
probably
But
was
if he
arguing.
didn't, but I bet you, but I think that I mean I don't know. But what I'm thinking has happened is he probably wasn't the one arguing, going back and forth. He probably was just like these coonery. Probably didn't even want to be involved in that. But then when the police came, I'm sure maybe that riled him up a little bit, and he was like, "Hey, chill! Like I rented this boat. These are my people, whatever." And that may have been what got him zip tied.
Yeah, yeah, that could have been the
But
case. But we also know Quavo was the one that got Takeoff killed by being hot in the moment and having somebody else
I
for it.
don't want to say that if that's not
But
true. So say allegedly because I don't know what's going
alleg-
on with that.
allegedly, that was
Okay.
what happened. But that's interesting take. But that's just coons being coons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Miami, if you don't know how to act, Miami can get you in trouble. But anyway, okay, what is your dirty talk?
So my dirty talk is so everybody's been here. The Florida girl that got burned by the nugget, the McDonald nuggets.
You didn't tell me. You kind of
So
mentioned
I'm
it, but
about
you
to
didn't
break it
really.
down. So let me break it
Okay,
down the
okay.
story. So in 2019, there was
Mm-hmm.
this is this the girl's name, the daughter's Olivia Carabello. She was 4 at the time. She's 8 now. So her
Okay.
mom, what was her mom's name? Her mom is Falana Holmes. So
Okay.
this is in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, that out Broward County, around that area. So she got nuggets from the drive-through. Um, and as they were driving off, the nugget fell in her lap and burned her.
Oh,
Yeah, it
damn!
burned.
She got fresh nuggets.
Yeah, she got fresh nuggets. So basically, they tried in 2019. We're seeking 15 million in damages. They sued McDonald's 15 million, babe, $15 million, and it's like
15
they're
million.
$15 million, and then it's like they said the jury the so now they've come to a verdict. The jury came to a verdict and they only gave her 800,000. They said the jury's verdict form allotted
That's
400.
still a lot of money.
This is how people are coming up these days. 400,000. They said 400,000 for past 4 years and another
Mhm.
400,000 for future for McDonald's. So this is what the mom, and I showed you the crying picture. This is what the mom is crying, saying, I'm actually happy. I'm actually just happy that they listened to Olivia's voice. Olivia's her daughter, who's 8 now, and the
Yeah.
jury was able to decide a fair judgment. Olivia's mother told reporters outside the courtroom, I'm happy with that. I honestly had no expectations, so this is more than fair for me. Of course, $800,000 come up off of it. So they said the nugget left a burn on her thigh that took 3 weeks or whatever. They said the mom filmed the damages on the thigh and just all her
Yeah.
and how she was crying or reacting to the video. So the lawyers for McDonald's, this is what they argued. They're like, um argued that the child's discomfort ended when the wound healed, which they said took about 3 weeks. They contended that the girl's mother is the one who has the problem with the scar, and told the jurors that only $156,000 should cover damages, both past and future. Which is, but so they're saying that the McDonald's lawyers saying all y'all need is 156,000 if this is really a big deal. But
Mm.
they said she still goes to McDonald's. She still asks to go to McDonald's. She's still driving through the drive-through with her mom, getting chicken McNuggets. That's what the defense attorney for McDonald's said. She was saying she's not bothered by the injury. This is all the mom. So let's see what else. But basically, McDonald's came out and said our sympathies go out to this family for what occurred in this unfortunate incident, as we hold customer safety as one of the highest priorities. That's why our restaurant follows strict rules in accordance with food safety best practices, blah blah blah. But they were saying that the mom claimed that the lawyers for the mom claimed that the temperature was above 200 degrees, which is 93
Dang.
degrees Celsius or whatever.
What? They
While
probably microwave. They probably microwave them nuggets a little too
no,
long.
they, but bro, they lying because they. I mean, I don't even know if it could get that hot. They said while the defense said it was no more than 160 degrees or whatever. So it's just 160 degrees, come out, it cools off. They put it in the thing. You don't just straight get it straight from the oil into the thing. But
Yeah.
basically, they were just saying, um, whatever happens after we hand it to you. So think about it. The mom drives off. The chicken nuggets falls off the girl's hands and into her laps and burns her. That's on the mom's fault at that point. That's what McDonald's trying to say. Whatever happens to us after we hand you the food is on you. You should have just left it on the floor and not give your daughter in the backseat nuggets or whatever. But
Yeah.
that's the case basically with that. But they came like, hey, $800,000
Hey,
off
that's
of
crazy.
Scar. So
I'm about to go burn myself tomorrow.
the daughter calls her little Scar. That's her nugget. It's a
Well,
whole
you know
joke.
what? There was I remember a while ago, and I haven't done any real research on this, but I remember a long time ago there was and I think it was McDonald's too, where a woman was drinking coffee and she burned her lips. It was so hot.
That's in this lawsuit. They talked
Oh,
about.
I
They
do
talked
remember
about.
that being on the news a while ago, a long time ago.
Yeah, that talked about it at the end of this. Yeah, about the coffee
And
situation.
I think that's what made them have to put the little slip on the coffee that says like caution hot.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. So, like, yep. So they basically have another case like that right now, but what people finding ways to come up these days. They were like 800,000. They try to get 15 mil. Just crazy.
just
They're
hey, you
like,
got to
all
shoot
right,
for the stars.
we'll give y'all 800. That's it. eight hundred
But
thousand.
it's like if they had only asked for 500, they wouldn't have gotten the 800. You
Yeah,
got to ask for.
they
You got
wouldn't
to
have
be
got 800
crazy.
exactly. You gotta ask for something crazy, but it was like it looks like I feel like they game planned the whole thing. Talking about voice recorded how her daughter was responding to the incident. Probably told her, mom probably told her, "Hey, be dramatic right now. Cry. I want to hear you cry loud. Cry loud." But yeah, that's crazy.
That is
But
crazy,
moving
man.
on. So our next segment is Go Harder segment,
Mhm.
and for me, I feel like what's been inspiring me to go harder is like you heard me talk about my raw truth. So it's like now wanting to work for somebody. So I came back. I just been thinking, and it's like what I love, what I'm passionate about, and I've been saying I feel like cooking is one of those things, and it's like I've been just
You're good at
thinking,
cooking.
hmm?
I say you're a very good cook.
Yeah, and it's like it's not exhausting to me, it's not tiring to me, and I love to do it. So it's like I'm trying to think about ways how I can kind of turn that into like something. I've been like I spent like an hour talking to the lady that I'm at the house with right here. We're just talking about she's trying to think about opening up a restaurant here, and I was just thinking like I'm trying to make an effort for like when I go back to Houston to try to my friend Shane who's trying to open up his restaurant, his Mr. Suya Meat restaurant. Is like I was talking to him not too long ago and just trying to we're just talking about like I was like how can I help and like help to speed up the process for you to get like a kitchen or get a spot that we can start really doing this thing because like I feel like I was like I want to be a co-investor in this. So it's like I feel like that's been something that's been on my mind a lot as of lately and something that's been inspiring me to like
Mm-hmm.
maybe I need to be doing something with food because I love to cook all the time and I love to experiment and try new things and I get good feedback on my food. So I'm like, why not try to
Mm-hmm.
go hard in food, like figure it out. My girl,
Yeah.
my girl was telling me to do TikToks and all that stuff, but it's like I'm trying to gain the motivation to get back to the TikToks and social media is
It's
not really
hard.
inspiring.
It's
Yeah,
work. It's
yeah.
work
Social media is
for
not really
sure.
inspiring for me, but just the act of cooking that like when I'm cooking, like I just cook spaghetti and not natural way, but it's like just even just playing around trying to use up my food before I leave. I just made some good spaghetti and I was like, I just be playing with stuff and it just turns out good. So, but that's what's been making me, that's something that's been on my mind, making me think to go harder when I get back.
That's good. That's good. So that's a good transition because for my go harder, I wanted to pull up a little article and have us answer some questions. But the article is seven powerful questions to find out what you want to do with your life. And I feel like we're both in a place where we're trying to figure out long
Yeah.
term goals. While I do to some extent enjoy my job sometimes. Obviously, it's not like the end goal. And if you really want to figure out what you have to take time to think about what your goals are in order to accomplish them. You have to know what you're trying to achieve. So
Mm-hmm.
there's seven questions, and I wanted us to both answer them. And if you need a minute to think about your answer, it's fine. I can like cut the space between how long it takes us to think.
Mm-hmm.
But the first question is, what are the things you are most passionate about?
Okay. So things
Yeah,
that I'm,
what makes you happy and drives you to do better? what makes you feel most fulfilled could be, so they have examples: singing, writing, dancing.
Yeah.
What are you most passionate about?
So for me, it's like I feel like cooking. I just talked about cooking. I feel like cooking is something that
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I feel good about, and it's like I'm like, okay, let me do more with this. How can I do more?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like acting. I kind of walked away from that because COVID happened, and I just felt like it was like, okay, it's a big dream, but it's like I grew up acting in church, and those things I enjoyed. I enjoy going to church just to be in skits and plays. So it's like I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that's where it's like I like when doing things like that is like, okay, I'm going to church just to because I want to be the star in the play. It's like that means I like to act. So it's like I love that attention, and it's like I think I love reality TV. I watch it a lot, so it's like I would want to be on reality TV. I've applied in the past, but I feel like it gets draining. But music, I feel like making music, not just listening to music, making music. I feel like it's therapeutic for my soul. So that's something that I would like to do. So it's like these things don't pay, but if it was
Mm-hmm.
paying, I wouldn't mind doing it for life. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's all I can think of off the top of my mind right now.
Mm-hmm. If I'm thinking about the things that I'm passionate about, one of the things is I really like developing people. I like to see people go from, maybe being unsure or hesitant to being able to develop them to be confident in their role, which is something that I appreciate about this job. I like creating a positive work environment for people because I've worked in so many negative work environments. I love helping the teams, helping people develop dynamics to where they feel encouraged and uplifted through their workforce. That's been like a huge passion of mine that I've like, especially through these last few clinics that I've opened. I'm like, okay, I really, really enjoy this. This makes me feel fulfilled. It makes me feel happy when I can develop people in that type of sense. Outside of things that I'm like currently doing in my job, I think that I'm passionate about fitness. I really enjoy working out and developing my body and seeing change in my body as I put work into it. I just feel like I don't have the time, and that could be an excuse. but i
Mhm.
but when I'm really actively working out, like when I was doing Soul Cycle 3 and 4 times a week, I feel passionate about developing myself. It's not that I want to necessarily be an instructor or anything, but just working out every day, it makes me feel fulfilled. I don't do it every day, but I know that that's something that makes me happy. Um, and other than that, like I don't know. I think that's just where I'm at with what I feel passionate about. I need to take time to develop and see different hobbies and skills and figure out what else. But that's what I have right now. So question 2 is, what is your greatest accomplishment in life so far? What is the thing in life you've done that you are most proud of?
Mm,
Because that may give you an idea to what direction you should go in life. If you are most proud of this moment, that means in that moment you felt fulfilled, and maybe that's a passion you should pursue. So what do you think that thing would be for you?
for me, it'd probably be just like either buying a house or nursing school. Like, and nursing school is just because I doubted myself, thinking I could even because I
Mm-hmm.
cheated my whole life in school. So that
Mm-hmm.
was like the first time where I had to actually be in study groups, study, and really do this thing the right way. But it's like I don't think that's what the lane I should continue in is nursing. I just feel like it was shocking for me to do nursing school when like my older brother tried it and he failed out and he's been
Mm-hmm.
honor roll student his whole life. But I tried it and I cheated and failed classes my whole life, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like that's why that was something that I'm probably most proud of, that I like was able to go out to another space and just lock in and complete an accelerated program, and then just buying a house just because it's like okay, it's like that's a big deal. It's like it's hard for people to buy houses these days, and you're able to kind of close on a house, close on real estate, close on your property. But maybe that's
Mm-hmm.
something that I kind of think of continuing on in buying real
Mm-hmm.
estate. But those are probably the two things.
Mm. And I try to think of something that I've done that's my greatest accomplishment. I don't think that anything really crazy comes to mind. Like a big thing I feel like could possibly be getting this job that I have
Yeah,
currently, but I
yeah,
also don't put a lot of weight of accomplishment on getting here. I mean, I know that I wouldn't have gotten this job without the experience and all the
yeah,
groundwork that I did put in to get here. But I
yeah,
also am like, but I could probably do something similar like this somewhere else. Like
yeah.
it doesn't
But
feel like
you didn't think you were qualified for this. Like you were kind of skeptical and applying for the job. You're like, it's work from home, but it seems like a kind of a big girl job, and you were just like, this seems like a big girl job. So it's like, I feel like it's a big accomplishment just because of your uncertainty going into it.
the next question is if my life had absolutely no limits, what would I choose to have and what would I choose to do? So it says hypothetically, suppose you have $1 million and all the time in the world to do anything. What would you be doing? And who
Traveling,
would you, it says what would you prefer to do? Who would you spend your time with?
traveling with my family,
Where would you like to travel?
Bali, Greece,
And it
Europe,
says what would you learn?
different cultures, different foods, different languages.
Yeah. So I think hypothetically, if I had $1 million in the world and I could do anything, what would you prefer to do? I would start a business. I would start some sort of business that, or I would, invest in maybe one or two properties that weren't going to run up my whole million and flip them and have passive income for a long time, for a while. Um, who would you spend your time with? I think if I had $1 million in my pocket tomorrow, yes, I would travel, but I feel like at my age, I would settle down. I'd maybe have a few kids. Um, and what would you like to learn? I would like to have time to learn and grow and develop myself. I was thinking about this. I was watching this girl, but I would love to go on like a meditation slash yoga retreat where it's just like 7 days of all you're doing is introspective work and figuring out who you are and what makes you happy and what makes you feel fulfilled and what things you need to let go in your life. I would love to do something like that. But I think if I had money, I would more settle down and stabilize myself so that I could, continue to have the life that I wanted going forward.
Hmm. Very good, very good.
The next question is what are your goals in life? What do you really want to do? And who do you really want to be?
My goals is to like really kind of just be able to spend time with the people I love the most. Like as
Mm-hmm.
I get older, I stop thinking of the valuables and the high maintenance things and the like as far as like material things, and it's like my parents are getting older, like I want to spend a lot of time with them. I start thinking of okay, I'm more and more wanting to have kids, start a family. So I feel like those are my goals, to be able to spend as much time with my loved ones while I have them around. And then
Mm-hmm.
you said, who do I want to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think at this age, I'm still that's, and I think it's perfectly normal at this age to still be trying to figuring out like who you want to be. Is it like that? Do you want to be that reality star? Do you want to be that social media famous? Is like it's not. I don't think it's. I'm moving away from that type of person. It's like I would love to act, sure. I'd love to be on reality TV, but it's like I don't think that's who I want to be. I'm still trying to figure out like who do I want to be, like that's I'm still in
Mm-hmm.
that phase of trying to figure that out. I feel like I'm still uncertain on
Mm-hmm.
what my purpose in life is to be. Is it just like I feel like it's to spread positivity, like to live
Mm-hmm.
God's purpose. I'm still trying to see, all right, what is God's purpose for my life? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still unsure at the moment.
Yeah.
Mm.
If I think about my goals, I think that I go back and forth because I fight what my personal goals are versus what society tells me my goals should be. I
Mhm.
think that right now my goal is just be happy, and I feel like,
Yeah.
and this is not to like be like woe is me sad life, but I feel like I haven't really been happy in a long time. It's very much felt like working drama. I don't feel like I have a lot of peace in my life, and that's something that I value above all, above wealth, above that. But I do think that financial freedom can bring peace. I value my happiness and my peace, and that is my goal, whatever that looks like for me. I want to be happy, I want to be healthy. I just think that, yeah, That's my goal in life. That is my goal in life, is to figure out what's going to bring me happiness and to make sure that I'm always pursuing things that are going to bring me peace. So the next question, 3 more questions. Who do you admire most in the world? And it says, and then it just says, keep in mind, if you could do these exercises on this list and really kind of break this down, but it says you are an average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you made a list of the 5 people you admire most in the world, are you comfortable saying, I am basically an accumulation, I am an average of who these people are, where they are in life, whatever. But just answering this top question, who do you admire most in the world?
Is it just one person? Because I was basically going to say, like,
Yeah,
I admire my mom.
just do one person. Just do one person.
My mom.
Yeah.
My mom. If it has to be, like, if you're talking about how the exercise is, I would say my mom, my dad, my older brother, my grandma. And my grandma's no longer in the world, but I am an average of them when it comes down to it. I feel like it all kind of connects.
Yeah.
My little brother is like,
what is it that you admire about your mom? She's a great woman. I'm just asking for the podcast.
Just her journey, her journey from Nigeria to here. Like, I could say the same for my dad. He didn't grow up like my mom back home, but just for them to kind of, like, my dad to come from the bottom, to come from nothing, no clothes, to 18 years old in Houston and create this life for himself, is like, he's not supposed to be here at all. So it's like, for them to come from nothing, or like, let me not say my mom, my dad to come from nothing. That's what I admire about her. My mom, I admire about her risk taking. Like, she's a risk taker. She's why my family is where they are today, successfully, and not my dad's footsteps. Yes, my dad's footsteps had got him to meet her, but from marriage on, my mom's footsteps and the risks she took for the family, for her siblings, for other people's siblings, to help so many people get to America and things of that nature, is like, that's what I admire. She was like, she did stuff that could have got her put away and things like that, but she's still here.
Yeah. I think my answer is the same. My answer is my mom. I never said this on social media, but like my dad passed away when I was younger from cancer. I saw my mom continue to be strong and raise me and my brother. She still provided an amazing life for us. Despite that, I lost my father and my mom lost her mom in the same year, very short amount of time apart. And I just think my mom's cool. My mom got remarried when I lost my dad when I was 6. My mom got remarried when I was like 15 or 16. To somebody who provided, a great husband, but provided for her family. She's still, like, at this age, she's so cool. Like, you don't see people her age is going on. My mom's never home. My mom goes on trips all the time. So now she's doing this thing where she's like, I'm going to travel and see every football stadium. She's going to 4 games in October with my cousin. And, she just got back from, where'd she go? Fiji, somewhere like that, for a vow renewal type of thing. But she just is cool. And it's like, my mom's 56. It's like, at 56, that's what I'm trying to be doing. Like, her kids are grown. She can travel the world. She can do what she wants to do. She said herself, she made choices that allowed her to live that type of lifestyle. And those choices started young. And it's like, that's where I'm like, now being almost 30, I'm like, I got to start making choices that are going to set me up for that type of lifestyle. But I think my mom's strong. She's cool. She's a cool mom, and love it. So the next question. Oh, I think I lost the questions. No, I didn't. What do I not like to do? So just name. Well, we got 2 more questions, so we'll make this rapid fire because we're already almost at an hour. What do you not like to do?
I don't like to work.
You don't like to work for other people?
Okay. Yeah. Even I don't like hard work. That's just what it is, period.
What do I not like to do? Let me think. I'm a pretty flexible person. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like being micromanaged. I don't like being told every step of the way how I have to do something, or constantly somebody being on my ass about stuff, which is an aspect of this job that I do enjoy. It's like, it's very much like my boss just trusts me to get the job done. So I just don't like being micromanaged. But other than that, I'm willing to work. I'm willing to do hard work. I've done hard work. I'm not afraid of hard work. Something that I don't like to do is I don't like having to do like outreach and like basically be marketing, which is why I think that I struggle with trying to start this new business, because I don't want to have to go door to door and tell people about my business. That's just not
Yeah.
me. I'm not a social person to that extent. I'm not a salesperson. I don't want
Yeah.
to have to be a salesperson.
Yeah.
So that's my big thing. And the last question is, how hard are you willing to work for? How hard are you willing to work to get to things that you want?
And that's, I feel like for me, I'm trying to figure that out. Like I've always done the bare minimum for what I needed to do in life, and just procrastinated last minute, do what I got to do to make it. So it's like, whether it's filling out an application, fill it out the deadline the day before, wait till my bank account's getting low, go get another job. It's like, like I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how hard am I willing to work. I don't know that, because it's like you don't know how far you can be pushed until your back's against the wall. And I haven't had a lot of moments of my back's being against the wall. But when my back's against the wall, I kind of worked harder than I thought I could. So it was like that I was kind of pushed past my limit to succeed and make it out of nursing school. So it's like I'm still trying to figure out how hard I'm willing to work. I'm hoping it could be as hard as I need to work, but
Yeah.
it
I
just
feel like if and no one could know this, but I know
yeah.
if someone told me, all you have to do is work really hard. You're gonna grind, you're gonna sweat, you're gonna cry for 2 years, and then after that, the rest of your life's gonna be smooth sailing. I'd do it. I'd do it. To me, the hard part is just like grinding for a
How long?
unknown amount of success.
How long? And that's the thing.
But if you
Like
don't put the grind in,
you
you're
never know.
lessening you're lessening your chances to have
Yeah.
that success.
Yeah.
So, and to me right now, that's what I kind of feel like I'm doing with my job. I'm not doing it so much with my personal life, but I'm doing it with my job. I'm grinding, 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 doing a lot of stuff for maybe not the pay I feel like I want, in hopes that it leads to eventually making six figures. Could that happen? Maybe. Could that not happen? Maybe. So my thing is, I'd rather put the chance in on myself. I'd rather never be home and have to travel 5 days a week for myself, than do it for somebody else. If the possibility of winning is the same 50-50 either way, I'd rather do it for myself. But it is very hard to motivate yourself. But I think you have to think big picture. Because if you're just thinking the day to day, if you're just thinking I'm only going to work hard if it's going to give me 3,000 in my account tomorrow, you're not going to. You got to think. You got to think, what is the long term goal for this everyday struggle.
Yep.
But anyway, okay, this has gone on so long, but we have one more segment. And this last segment is "You're Making Me Hot," and I know you've got that covered. So what are we talking about today?
So I'm gonna just talk about like 10 first dates or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, I was just basically gonna kind of let you like pick. I'm gonna name the first three and just tell me like which date is the hottest to you or whatever, or you would like to enjoy
the hottest.
Yeah, like just which one you would like the most.
Okay.
Which one would turn you on the most? So I'm gonna do like a bracket. Okay, so the first three, um, drinks at a bar, coffee, bowling. Pick one out of those three. Drinks at a bar.
I heard you. Drinks at a bar.
Drinks at a bar. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll pick out of these next three. Dinner at a restaurant, local theme park carnival, picnic in the park.
Dinner at a restaurant.
Okay. And now I'm go with the last four. Museum art gallery, cooking class, dancing, or an extreme outdoor adventure. Let's just say skydiving.
Cooking class.
Okay, so we have cooking class, dinner at a restaurant, or drinks at a bar. Which one would you like is the
Say it
hottest?
again. Those are my three. Okay. So
Yeah. So drinking at a bar, cooking class, and dinner at a restaurant. What turns you on? What would be the hottest for you? Like first date. This is first date vibes.
Oh, okay, that's different. First date, hottest, drinks at a bar.
Drinks at a bar. Okay.
But like dating
So does
where
that
I
change
am,
how you pick with the other options, or is still these three as far as first date options? Because
am
there was art gallery. There was. Do you want to do it again, or you kind of?
okay, run it back, run it back.
Okay, first date options. This is
First
first.
date.
You're
First
meeting
date,
here.
okay.
First date.
Okay.
So drinks at a bar, coffee, bowling. First date.
First date, coffee.
Coffee? Ew.
First for a first date, because to me, drinking is a little bit you're inhibited, you get a little drunk, you're not, I don't
But
know.
yeah,
I thought
which one would you enjoy? Which one's a hot date? Like coffee's not gonna be a hot date unless the drink is hot.
I think if a guy came to me and was like, hey, I want to take you on a coffee date, let's go to Starbucks in the morning, just chit chat. I was like, oh, excuse
Okay.
me,
It
okay.
changed. I was trying to make sure. All right, okay, now it's coffee. Cool.
Okay.
Okay. All right, now first date. You said dinner at a restaurant, but it's dinner at a restaurant. Dinner at a restaurant, local theme park, carnival, picnic in a park. You like romance.
It'd still be dinner at a restaurant.
Museum at an art gallery. Museum art gallery.
It would still be dinner at a restaurant for me for a first date. Out of those.
Okay. And my bad. The last one was okay. Museum art gallery, cooking class, dancing, and like skydiving.
I think it might still be. I don't think I'd want to do any of those on a first date, but I'll say cooking class.
Okay, so cooking class, dinner at a restaurant, or coffee date. Which was the hottest for you?
The hottest? It's very tight between dinner at a restaurant and coffee.
Pick one. Coffee. You could get coffee at the restaurant if it's that important.
Okay, I'll say dinner at a restaurant. Sure.
True. But yeah, that was just an exercise. Just 10. Like those are like the most popular 10 first dates.
And so, what would you have chosen? Because you're not really like a bar type of person, really.
Yeah, I'm not. But I mean, it'd probably be like dinner. It'd probably be like drinks at a bar or like bowling. Because bowling is a vibe. You have things to keep you entertained. It's not so much talking or whatever. Whereas drinking at a bar is like, okay, I mean, drinking at a bar, you'll get you lit, but it's just talking, because outside of drinking, that's all you're doing. At least bowling, you're keeping score, y'all are looking at the screen. It's a lot more than just talking, getting to know the person. It's not really that much talking to get to know person until probably after the bowling is over. But I feel like it's more fun. I feel like that's the most fun for me, like bowling. A lot of enjoyment in that. But that's it for my You're Making Me Hot segment.
Yeah, that was good. That was very interesting. But that's it for the podcast. This is a long podcast for you guys, but we thank you.
Better.
We are.
Meaningful minutes, though.
It was a good conversation. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
We out.
Bye.